You know, Gary, I have noticed that for kickers, it's not just, hey, let's lace up our shoes and go out there and play. As a matter of fact, sometimes I see you guys wearing one black shoe, one white shoe, one shoe with cleats, one flat shoe. What's the difference, and how do you decide on a kicking shoe?
I'm a right-footed kicker, Tony, so actually the most important thing for me kicking field goals is my left foot, my plant foot.
Right.
Now, most high school games are played on grass fields and sometimes kind of muddy grass fields. And in that case, in a muddy field, you wear, and this is something similar to what you used to wear.
Those are 7 cleaters. I've worn those.
These are screw-in cleats, and I will continually change the length of these cleats based on the conditions of the field. If the field is soft at all, muddy, snowy, any of those things, you need this kind of a shoe on your plant foot to give you what you're looking for is the best possible grip. If you land with your plant foot and it moves at all, you're going to have an extremely tough time being a successful field goal kicker. This now is what I wear most of the time on my right foot, my kicking foot. And it is just a regular molded bottom soccer shoe. And the brand is not important. In fact, if you have the right shoe, it could be a $20 shoe. It doesn't have to be like mine, custom made out of kangaroo skin. And you'll notice too, this one's sort of a little old and beat up.
Right.
And I like that because this one is really fits my foot. Very important on your kicking foot to have a tight fitting shoe. And in fact, you'll see in this one, my regular shoe size is an 8. This one is a size 6, two sizes smaller for my right foot. It's very important when you make contact with the ball to have a very tight fitting shoe. The opposite of that is you would never want to go out there with like a high top basketball sneaker and try to kick field goals. The first thing that I would like to talk about is the steps backward to get in a position. And you'll see different guys on television, you know, some of them are very methodical where you'll see them marking their steps off and then taking a couple of steps off to the side. And really what they're doing is trying to get back to the exact spot so that when they do their approach to the ball, their plant foot lands in the perfect spot. And this is the important thing. If I'm trying to kick a field goal and I'm inconsistent with where my plant foot is landing, meaning if I'm a little too far ahead or a little too far back or a little bit off to the side, I'll be very inconsistent. The correct position for your plant foot is parallel to the ball. So if you're a little bit too far back, you know, all sports have to do with balance. And if I'm too far back, I'll be stretching for the ball and lose a lot of power. I think of a boxer in that situation. You never ever see a boxer, you know, punching a guy leaning back like that. And that's what I would be like if I'm too far back. If I happen to be too far forward, you can see how it's very difficult for me to be able to get the ball up in the air. In terms of distance from the ball, we talked about forwards and backwards. In terms of distance this way, laterally from the ball, I noticed that has a lot to do with the size of a guy. For example, I'm 5'10", and I do that naturally, and I would land, you know, it looks like maybe 4 or 5 inches from the ball. Perhaps a taller, lankier person would be a little bit further from the ball. But again, obviously, you know, if you're too far from the ball, you're really stretching for the ball and you lose a lot of power. And a common mistake that I notice with high school kickers can be if they get too close to the ball, you can see where you're jamming yourself. And again, you lose a lot of power there. So you just have to be in a comfortable spot and, you know, 4 or 5 inches from the ball. One of the most common questions I get asked is, what part of my foot exactly do I make contact with the ball? And the best way that I know how to explain it is if you feel your foot and you feel that main bone on your foot right in this area, that is where all soccer-style kickers make contact with the ball. And if you make contact with the ball any other place of your foot, you're not going to be consistent. And a real easy way to tell when you kick, there's usually only 3 or 4 things that happen to the ball. If you make contact out toward the end of your foot, out toward your toe, you will generally kick underneath the ball. And if you watch the ball in flight, you'll see how it's rotating really fast. immediately know that you've kicked too far underneath the ball. If you kick, the opposite of that is if you kick it up in the ankle area, you'll make contact with the ball up toward the middle of the ball, which is too high, and you'll kick kind of a low knuckleball type of a kick, and that's another common mistake. So that bone right there underneath the ball is the correct part of your foot to make contact with the ball. It's very important also to get your toe out of the way. If you have your toe up at all like that, you can see where your toe's going to make contact with the ball out on the outside of the ball, and it's going to put kind of a spiral on the ball, and you'll know immediately what you've done wrong. If you kick a spiral where it's going like that, you know that you've got your foot wrapped around the ball and you need to get your toe out of the way. And then probably the most common mistake that soccer-style field goal kickers will do, and I'm going to speak now from a right-footed soccer-style kicker, because we're coming around the natural motion of a soccer-style kicker. Most soccer-style kickers will have a tendency to hook the ball to the left, so it's very important to actually follow through straight at the goalpost and not come around like a soccer player has a tendency to do. So when I'm in a game situation and I've taken my steps backward, I try to keep it real simple. I believe that that's a good thing to do. And what I do right now, it's a very important step, is I take my aim. And I visually will take dead aim at the middle of the goalpost. And I often get asked by high school kickers, well, I kick better on the left hash or the right hash. And I try to explain to them that just think always that you're kicking toward the middle of the goalpost, and if you draw an imaginary line to the middle of the goalpost, whether the ball's out on the left hash or the right hash, it's really the same kick. You line up like you're kicking to the middle. So I line up, I take my aim, I'm ready to go, and then I think about one thing and one thing only, and that is I'm watching the ball and I'm kicking the ball. I am not thinking about my steps. I am not thinking about my plant foot. I'm not thinking about my follow through, because those are things that I've been working on during the week. And I think about one thing: watch the ball and make good contact on the ball.